Hello, welcome back to Sheffstory, where today we'll be focusing on the technical school. I'm sitting inside of one of the remaining relics of Sheffield's industrial past, which helped make the city internationally famous.
Well, it was all on the job training. There were no colleges as such in those days. It would usually be a child of 9 and 10 that was maybe a son of a grinder, or it was an uncle that would bring him down. And they'd start the trade doing menial tasks such as greasing the bearings, fetching and carrying cutlery, to bring up for grinding at the wheel. They'd start the apprenticeship on a small wheel, a glazing wheel it was called. It was a polishing wheel, and they learned the feel of the blade on that. Then by the time they were 12 or 13 years old, they would then start work on the main grinding wheel and learn the trade as a grinder. But until they could actually grind a complete blade, they didn't get paid for the job. It might speed up the process so the family would be earning more money, but they only earned money once they could grind a blade, complete blade, and send it back to the cutler.
The industry had a tradition of teaching its workers via apprenticeship, and so very few studied under a formal education setting. As a result of this, the Sheffield School of Practical Science and Metallurgy, founded in 1862, founded of lack of interest.
However, some manufacturers, including Sir Frederick Thorpe Mappin, realized that facilities for technical education were required because they were proving to be very successful in other northern cities.
Mappin lived very close to Mark Firth from last week's episode in a house called Thornbury, but with money made in both a cutlery and large steel firm. Like Firth, he also took his civic duty very seriously, and this, along with the creation of Firth College, which seemed the perfect venue for technical education, inspired his move to educating the city's workers.
However, in 1884, the Firth College site could not accommodate the new school, and so, after a fundraising campaign organized by Mappin and the sympathetic Henry Stevenson, the college council finally built new premises.
The chosen building was a vacant grammar school in St George's Square, and although the building has since been rebuilt, the Faculty of Engineering still resides on this site. The newly opened school offered lectures, workshops and laboratory courses to the Sheffield population, who mostly attended during the evening when fees were lower. This also allowed them to continue working a full-time job.
Practical metallurgy was one such course which was a key part of the technical school. Taught by Professor J.O. Arnold, the course of metallurgy aimed to improve a worker's comprehensive knowledge of his daily work. J.O. Arnold was famed as a workaholic and demanding teacher, with his dedication to his students knowing no bounds. He even had a bed set up in his office so he could be there for them 24 hours a day. His commitment finally paid off, as 20 students had completed enough courses to gain the qualification of an associateship in engineering or metallurgy by 1897. Although most of this industry has now declined, and sites such as this have been confined to the realms of museums, Mappin's vision still lives on in the Department of Engineering at our university.